The scale of illegal immigration and its impact on our country is simply not understood in this Parliament, nor do most members even care. British people are genuinely scared. Women are frightened to go into their towns alone. Parents are terrified to let their children walk to school. It's getting worse and worse and worse. The British people are not stupid. They can see their communities radically changing, and they can feel their streets becoming more unfamiliar, more dangerous, more menacing, all whilst the Home Office deliberately conceals the true extent of the change from our citizens. I am contacted by dozens and dozens of women who genuinely fear for their lives, and they feel ignored by this place, ignored by those who are supposed to represent and protect them, ignored and abandoned, thrown to the wolves in pursuit of some sick, multicultural experiment that is being forced on our people. One that has very real-world consequences. What happened just yesterday? 2 Afghan illegal migrants jailed for raping a schoolgirl. The footage exists. She filmed herself during the rape. Even the men's barrister warned it would lead to disorder if it was released, as it was so horrific. "You're going to rape me," the girl cried as she was dragged away. She screamed for help and begged not to be taken. One of the migrants gagged her with his hand. The Afghan men forced her to perform sex acts in a secluded area. She is heard screaming for help. She calls for her friends. She wants to go home. She's pleading for help from passers-by. None came. Can you imagine her horror, her fear, her desperation? Think if it was your daughter. How would that make you feel? Honestly, think about that.
Would the Honourable Member give way?
I will give way.
He is making a very powerful introduction to his speech. He and I share profound concerns regarding the scale of illegal migrants in the UK and their ability to arrive here and disappear. The case he speaks of yesterday, the most disturbing thing for me is that we are being gaslit by the media because these 2 Afghani boat arrivals were described as being from Leamington. They're not from Leamington. Would you agree with me that women and girls are less safe in this United Kingdom now, today, than they were 5 years ago because of this reason?
I thank the Honourable Member for her intervention, and I completely agree with what you're saying. The girl was then pushed to her knees before being brutally raped. Another, one of too many. Last year, a 35-year-old Iranian small boat migrant raped a 15-year-old girl in an alleyway. He was known to police in Germany, where he was convicted of assault offences. He told the girl she could be his sex doll and that he wanted to, and I quote, "fuck her," before dragging her down an alleyway, forcing her to her knees outside a secluded doorway, and then raping her. The poor girl's anguished mother later asked, why was he in this country? A question millions and millions of British people are asking. Why are they here? These are unimaginable horrors, but they are happening right across our country every day, brutally and relentlessly. This House may not like to hear this, but it must listen. It must understand, it must digest. This is a political choice, and it's one that this Parliament has made. These are men who should never have been in our country to begin with. They should have been detained and they should have been deported, indiscriminately and without question. They weren't. They were housed, fed and cared for at taxpayer expense, released onto our streets, allowed to roam freely. Thousands and thousands of them, unvetted foreign men from barbaric cultures that have no place in our communities. Words cannot adequately describe my disgust for what has been forced onto the British people. Since being elected, I have used what little influence I hold to try and uncover the impact of these migrants. and just how severely the British people are suffering because of it. I've asked over 600 questions of the Home Office. I received very few answers, particularly when the question is regarding illegal migrants. No data, not centrally collected, and disproportionate costs are often cited. I thought perhaps incompetence, but evidence has come to my attention that proves that the Home Office has been misleading MPs. On January the 20th, I asked the Home Office this question: what information the Department holds on the number of irregular migrants defined as absconders.
I
will give way.
I'm extremely grateful to the Honourable Gentleman. I did give notice that I was going to intervene on him. It is inconceivable, isn't it, that Home Office ministers wouldn't know that? For when I was a Home Office minister, I've been asking my officials for exactly that kind of information. So it's not just that the Honourable Gentleman didn't know it. It seems that ministers didn't either. I can't believe that, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's inconceivable.
I thank the Right Honourable Gentleman for his intervention and very helpful.
On that point? Can I commend the Honourable Gentleman for Great Yarmouth for bringing this debate, and he has illustrated by the story that he has conferred and by the evidential base how bad things are. Madam Deputy, I did a check beforehand. Data set from the Home Office shows that as of October 2025, there were 53,298 migrants who breached their immigration bail or absconded from detention, meaning their whereabouts are unknown. So does the Honourable Member agree that this only adds to the stress of our community, the health and housing systems, and that more must be done to find those who have illegally breached immigration bail and deport them back to their country of origin?
Are Gordon Ramsay's knives really worth the hype? 1000%. These knives are sharp. Hexcod does not mess.
I thank the Honourable Member for his intervention, and I will come on to that point in a minute, but I completely concur. So I will recap the question: what information the Department holds on the number of irregular migrants defined as absconders. A minister replied, the requested data is not readily accessible from published statistics and could only be collated and verified for the purpose of answering this question at a disproportionate cost. That was not true. On the 3rd of September, I asked the Home Secretary the following question: what estimate has been made of the number of foreign nationals who have absconded after being served with a deportation officer? The answer from a different minister: the Home Office does not hold any central record of the requested information. That was not true. On the 24th of November, I questioned the Home Office Permanent Secretary and the Public Accounts Committee on the number of illegal migrants who have absconded from Home Office accommodation in the past 5 years. No concise answer. During all of this, a Home Office whistleblower presented themselves with these figures, in black and white, regularly disseminated within the Home Office. The actual data is as follows. There are 736 foreign criminals in the total absconder pool for foreign national offenders. 736 foreign criminals who have been released from prison and then absconded before deportation. Please think about that. 736 criminals, rapists, murderers, paedophiles. They were meant for deportation but have escaped into the community. 736 of them. It is a terrifying thought. Overall, the total absconder pool stands at 53,298, largely referring to the number of illegal migrants once in the system whose current whereabouts is unknown.
Would the Honourable Member give way?
I will give way.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Chair. Thank the Honourable Member for giving way. With 53,000 illegal immigrants who have absconded with no address and 736 ones that have committed crimes and have absconded, would the member agree with me that this government has lost control of its borders, it's lost control of its immigration policies, and it's lost all credibility when it comes to immigration issues.
I thank the honourable member for his very helpful intervention, and I do agree. Unvetted and unknown men, sex pests, misogynists, even far worse. In our communities, on our streets, near our schools, in the thousands and thousands, this is a national security emergency and must be treated as such. The evidence is undeniable. I have seen it. The Home Office documents, in Home Office documents. It exists, it is real. The figures were not even disputed by the Home Office. They simply told the Telegraph the following. The Home Office has refused to confirm whether the figures are accurate, saying it does not comment on speculation. This is not speculation. This is cold, hard data. The numbers, which demonstrate quite spectacularly how the Home Office has failed to keep the British people safe. It is an outrageous scandal that this information has been deliberately hidden from the British people. We deserve to know the facts. We deserve to know what is being forced onto our communities. The answer is staggering. 736 foreign criminals gone, disappeared. 53,298 illegal migrants gone, disappeared. My questions: where are they now? What is the Minister doing to detain them? Where did they come from? What are their convictions? How has this been allowed to happen? I can count, thank you. Why did the Minister mislead the British people? Who is being sacked? Will the Minister...
Order. We don't need commentary from a sedentary position. And to remind Mr Lowe, we do not accuse other members of misleading the House. So please refrain from using such terms and please check your language. Mr Rupert Lowe.
Will the Minister now commit to publishing these figures on a regular and transparent basis? Or will I have to continue exposing it? Further whistleblowers have already come forward with additional information, and I thank them for that. My warning to the Home Office and other departments is this: be very careful about any further misleading statements. There are many decent people in the civil service who will not tolerate it, and I want them all to know that they have a safe and secure channel to release this information publicly through me. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and this festering, rotting mess desperately needs to be disinfected. I will give way.
I'm grateful to my honourable friend for giving way. Will he write to the Procedure Committee with his file on this case? Because the Procedure Committee is at the moment inquiring into the quality of written answers to questions and is very concerned about the lack of quality, as I am indeed also concerned about receiving answers, in my case from the Treasury recently, which suggest that there was an attempt to deliberately mislead, which has only been exposed as a result of supplementary answers.
I thank the honourable gentleman for his intervention, and I will indeed write. So I have just one final question for the Minister. What else is the Home Office lying about?
No.